Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge Forrester will decide to pay John Finnegan a visit and get his side of the story. It sounds like Ridge will want to hear exactly how the lingerie incident went down from Finn's perspective. Finn is induced that Hope Logan threw herself at him on purpose and completely supports Steffi Forrester's decision to fire her. Still, Ridge might push Finn to admit there's a possibility Hope's telling the verity. Of course, Finn didn't back down with Deacon Sharp and presumably wouldn't back down with Ridge moreover. Although Ridge will start hoping for a path to peace between the Forresters and Logans, Finn may want no part of it. Finn's only fidelity is to Steffi, so he'll continue to support her blasting choice wholeheartedly. Ridge can make some updates to his perspective if he wants, but Finn may make a vaticination about the Steffi counter-reaction that could bring. Hope and Carter Walton will come decreasingly convinced that this new plot with the LLC is the right path forward. It's a drastic move to launch this preemption plan, but Carter and Hope will feel the Forresters have left them no choice. Indeed so, Carter will eventually decide to give Steffi and Ridge one final chance to stop this. Since Carter's about to set and stir some earth-shattering changes at Forrester Creations, he'll be willing to back off if Ridge and Steffi yield about Hope and her line. Unfortunately, Steffi has no intention of reinstating Hope or indeed letting her back in the structure for that matter. It's clear that any last-gutter trouble to help this Forrester achievement is going to fail, so Steffi may intentionally seal the deal on Carter's scheme soon. Eventually, Will Spencer and Electra Forrester will get swept up in another sizzling moment together. Although Electra will continue to worry about her once catching up with her, she'll try to enjoy what she's structure with Will anyway. Electra's snooper will produce plenitude of issues in the coming occurrences, so stay tuned for all the terrible news that Remy Price will beget. All Carter Walton wants to do is follow Ridge Forrester's orders. He needs to produce a new LLC for Forrester Creations and could do it with anyone in charge. Since he drew up the paperwork, he can just subscribe his name to it, so Hope Logan convinces him to do just that. This feels like Hope's villain period as she convinces Carter to subscribe on the dotted line and make Forrester Creations theirs. What she doesn't count on is her mama hearkening in from outdoors. When Brooke Logan hears Carter and Hope's plans, she's affrighted. This is similar to treason of Ridge, a man who Hope formerly allowed of as her father. Will Brooke run to Ridge with the verity or try to talk some sense into her revengeful son? Hope surely has a right to be furious with Steffi Forrester Finnegan for how Steffi has treated Hope since chancing out she was with Thomas Forrester. Steffi indeed, but in where she didn't belong and transferred Thomas and Douglas Forrester out of Hope's life. But now Hope is taking effects much too far. Before filing the paperwork, Carter formally again begs Ridge and Steffi to review their decision to pull the draw on Hope for the future. He doesn't want to make a Gadarene move, despite Hope's prodding. It feels both right and wrong at the same time. Still, Steffi refuses to budge. She insults Hope, calls her names, and acts like her usual high and potent tone. Carter is floored by Steffi's station and realizes that Hope might be right after all. Steffi deserves a little bit of her own drug. Perhaps Carter's big move will help knock Steffi down a cut or two. After all, she thinks she can do no wrong, but Steffi is about to learn. Steffi questions Carter's fidelity while Book learns the shocking verity. Ridge, Steffi, and Katie bandied the fallout from Hope's blasting. Pressures rose between Brooke and Taylor when Brooke asked Taylor if she still loved Ridge. Will and Electra eventually gave in to their inarguable chemistry. Taylor admitted to Brooke that her heart was leading her to Ridge, but that she wasn't trying to win Ridge back. Electra bothered that the limelight could bring her darkest secrets crashing back to the face. Katie gave Will her maternal blessing over Electra. A youthful man looked at Prince of Electra in an alarmingly stalkerish way. Cleric and Finn were at odds, colliding over the verity about Hope. Deacon asked Finn to get through to Steffi where Hope was concerned, but Finn wasn't willing to. Steffi and Ridge were puzzled as they tried to understand why Carter was fiercely passionate about keeping Hope and her fashion line at Forrester. They weren't moved by his support of Hope for the future. Bill entered yet another strange letter from Luna. Furious over her blasting, Carter participated his plan for vengeance with Hope. The Logan Forrester fashion war first burned. It hasn't settled down since, and it doesn't look like it will. Bad blood cuts deep, especially when your father is the reason for the feud. The Logans could settle it by starting their own fashion house. It's happed ahead with Logan Fashions. This time, they could take Hope for the Future with them. Hope for the Future is done. This would be a good time for the Logans to leave Forrester Creations for their own fashion house. They can take Zend, RJ, and Eric with them. They're going to need a solid platoon of contrivers to back them. After all, the Logan women aren't trained like the Forresters. They're going to need all the help they can get. They could also use Carter's fancies to get them started. He was passionate about taking Forrester Creations to the coming position. But Steffi and Ridge weren't willing to budge. Since Hope lost her job, the Logans could eventually move on. After all, Brooke could find herself on the mincing block next. Carter hasn't gotten the respect he deserves. His fancies to expand FC were shot down. Hope and Carter could team up to start their own luxury fashion brand. Bill could fund it. Clearly, Katie would follow her sisters. But where would that leave Will? He's enjoying his time at FC, especially now that he's involved with Elektra. He could be the bone. Who ends up in the middle of this fashion war? Carter has a plan. He could find a way to break free from Forrester Creations so they could start their own fashion house. They formerly have the support they need, they just need the plutocrat to do it. They could stick it to Steffi and Ridge, both of whom want to concentrate on the Forrester aspect of their brand. Still, you more believe that it's going to be Zend Forrester, if there's one person who can read Steffi Forrester's mind. In fact, during the last occasion of the hit CBS Cleaner, Zend called out Steffi for wondering where her devotion to their family is after he set up out that his job was being phased out. This all comes right after Zend tells Steffi in their discussion that it has been nothing lower than an honor to be her lead developer. But that all changes after Steffi sees Hope and realizes that Zend formally knows the verity about Hope for the Future and how the line is being removed. Little did Steffi realize that when she fired Hope that there would be ripple goods throughout the company. And because a lot of people are part of the Forrester family, just like Zend, they're taking this veritably tete-a-tete. Yet, for Steffi Forrester, she sees effects else. There's a veritably good chance that she's incredibly jealous of Hope Logan, and that's why she's willing to do whatever it takes to pull her down, indeed if she has to destroy her career in the process. You would suppose that a person like Steffi Forrester would be comfortable with herself seeing how she's veritably beautiful and successful in her own right, but that doesn't feel to be the case. She goes after anyone that she might feel slightly bullied by. And in this case, Zend has to suffer because of Steffi's incapability to control her feelings. Actually, make that Zend and a lot of people in the company, too.